With the holiday season upon us, many of us will be engaging in long commutes that can become stressful if you and your traveling partner aren't on the same page. Today, I'll be driving around New York City with Daniel Post from the Emily Post Institute, who will be teaching female about motor manners just in time for our holiday travels.
So I really like to take a look back at traditional etiquette to give my best advice for passengers. I think passengers should think of themselves as guests in a car. So you want to behave the way a good guest would behave. You want to offer to help out your host. So that's offering to chip in on things like gas or food. I think that talking ahead of time and setting expectations so that everyone is set up for success is really key. Whether you're talking about planning your itinerary or packing snacks or deciding what you're going to listen to on the radio. I do think that preparation step is so important, particularly for relationships where you're going to be in new situations and maybe difficult situations for extended periods of time.
What's the worst thing you could do with your cell phone when you're in the car with somebody else?
For me, one of the things that I really like to keep in mind when I'm thinking about new technology in the automobile is not letting the new technology become a distraction from the experience that you have with the person that you're actually with. As long as you're using those devices to engage with each other, so maybe you're looking up something about your destination or you're sharing a favorite podcast, that's a great use of this new communication technology. But if you're constantly on your phone talking to someone who's not even there, or if your attention is so absorbed in your device that you stop being a good companion for the person that you're with, that can also really be a problem.
What if the driver is just kind of silent, not talking? Is there a way to engage them so it's more of an enjoyable trip for both of you?
Absolutely. You can always start with safe small talk conversation. You can talk about the weather, sports, local celebrities, or what you had for breakfast that morning. All day, just about with anybody you find yourself sitting in the car with. For a potentially controversial conversation, one about religion or politics or dating or your love life, tread a little more carefully, but sometimes when you're sharing a car space with someone, you've got time to get into those topics that are a little more interesting to everybody.
What if you're a couple and you're in the car with somebody that you're really comfortable with?
I get a lot of questions from spouses about something that their spouse or significant other does that bothers them, and oftentimes this is disappearing into a phone as soon as they sit into a car. It goes without saying that this is rude behavior, but oftentimes it's hard to see that rude behavior in ourselves, particularly when we're with the people that we're the closest to. So I really like to remind people to carve out that time to really be invested and spend time with the people that you're actually with. Don't always be looking to take your attention elsewhere using that device. The other thing that sometimes happens with couples is somebody will feel so comfortable they'll want to fall asleep. And this might be appropriate, this might be a good idea, but it's really a good idea just to check in with the driver and be sure they're not also feeling sleepy before you check out.
Would you say there are any rules about eating in a car if you're in someone else's car as a passenger?
Absolutely. You wouldn't want to bring any food into someone else's car that's going to make a mess or going to smell the place up. So that's most fast food. That's even something as simple as a granola bar. If every time you take a bite out of it, it just sprays crumbs everywhere, might really bother a driver. So check ahead, ask about eating in a car, and if you do bring food into a car to eat, try to make it something that isn't messy and isn't smelly.
So no Taco Bell.
No In-N-Out, no Five Guys, sorry.